AITA for telling my 24-year-old daughter that she has to get a job if she wants to move back home? I have 3 kids, a daughter, 36, son, 31, and my youngest daughter, 24. My 2 older kids went to college after high school, married, bought houses, and are now raising families of their own. They're very successful people and I'm proud of them for that. My youngest daughter was always the wild, spirited, creative child. Since she's graduated from high school, she's traveled to different countries and had amazing experiences, and I'm proud of her for who she is too. She's found ways to make money, from selling her artwork, to dog sitting, and, unfortunately, stuff online that my wife and I don't necessarily approve of, but in her life. She just got back from a trip to Thailand. We picked her up from the airport, and she dropped the bombshell on my wife and I that she hadn't renewed her apartment lease and she actually had nowhere to go. We asked what she was planning to do and she said she was hoping she could stay with us for a while she figures some things out. My wife immediately said that was fine, of course, and I agreed. I'd never let her just live on the streets or couch surf with randoms when my wife and I have a large house and it's just the 2 of us. But I told her she needed to contribute financially in the form of rent. She acted like I'd said something unthinkable. She asked how much and I told her $500 per month. She flipped out saying how she wouldn't be able to afford that as she didn't have steady work right now, so I told her to look for a job. She's now living upstairs at my house. I told her she could have a 1-month grace period, and she won't talk to me. My wife agrees with me that our daughter needs to contribute something, not because we need the money, but so that she doesn't think she can just freeload forever. But she thinks I'm TA for telling her to get a job. Like I mentioned, my daughter has done it in the past to support herself. Neither my wife or I agree with it, but again she's an adult. But when my daughter was flipping out, she insinuated that I didn't care if she had to sell her body so long as she paid us. I said how you earn a living is none of my business. I've tried in the past to help her apply for good jobs, or even go back to school and live with us for free, but she's not interested in doing anything boring. She's very stubborn and seems to just live in the moment with no plan and I don't want to enable that. She's not happy with me but I'm holding firm. So Reddit, AITA? Edit, I didn't expect this post to get so much traction. To clear a few things up, my daughter no longer does and I don't want her to feel like she has to go back to it, which is why her comment upset me. I also am not ashamed that she did it, but it took a mental toll on her and I don't think it would be good for her to continue it. Some people can handle that type of work and others can't. In all likelihood, her mom and I spoiled her a bit, being that she was the baby. I can own up to that, no parent is perfect. But she's known for a few years now that we expect her to start figuring things out. We are more than happy to help her, financially, with a place to live, etc., but we just want her to feel some sense of urgency. Demanding rent as soon as she got home probably wasn't the best approach and my wife and I are going to discuss things together and then have another talk with her as a united front. Also, I see a lot of insults being thrown around about my daughter, and it makes me sad. She is not a bad kid, she is kind and witty and full of life. But she needs a bit of a firmer hand to get on the right path. Thank you for all of your replies. Edit 2, my older daughter called me because younger daughter had texted her about everything. My older daughter agrees with our plan, but does agree with my wife that I was probably a little harsh in how I communicated it. She also reminded me that we didn't make her pay rent when she was living at home as an adult, she moved out at 21, so her sister might feel like some favoritism is at play. Granted, my older daughter always had a job and was in school, so I never needed to be so heavy-handed with her, she was a self-starter. Anyway, my 2 daughters are very close, so I'm hoping her sister can talk some sense into my younger girl.